So if last time around we talked about desktop software that also sort of had a component of mobile application software, this time we'll look at just mobile applications. So things that are good on your Android device or your iOS device. So some of these are subscription services. Actually, the first three of them are, but not all of them require subscriptions, but they are all fantastic. So the first of them I'm sure you all know pretty well, and that is Spotify. But what a lot of you don't know is that Spotify has a really fantastic student deal. For just $5 a month, you can get Spotify Premium, you can get Hulu. Now that is the Hulu with ads, but it's actually still pretty robust and full of content. And then you can also get Showtime, which whatever, but it's free for its inclusion in that $5 a month. And really, it's fantastic. Actually, some of our instructors who are also students take advantage of this because the deal is so good. While we're talking about good deals, the next two of them actually are YouTube Premium is usually $11.99 a month, whereby you can listen to anything there is on YouTube, even while your device is locked or while the app is not in focus. And for nearly half off, it's $6.99 a month. Students have access to that, and I know YouTube is, something you guys reflexively go to far more often than even textbooks or asking instructors when it comes to answering questions. So that's not a bad investment to make. Next, we have the Apple student subscription. I actually can't get to the link because it's going to fire music on my Mac as opposed to the page, but this one will do as well. It's something I've maintained, that the Apple Music subscription is fine. It's good, especially if you know what you want to listen to, but Spotify is actually way, way better at doing the recommendations, the you might like stuff. So Apple Music is not my preference. Spotify would be, but that's not going to be the case for everybody. So this one does have, it's actually a fairly steep student discount. I think it's $5 a month, which makes it really not bad at all. A fantastic app that is focused on mobile devices, so Android and iOS devices, is Microsoft To Do. This used to be another piece of software. Microsoft bought it. They liked it so much, and here it is available for you. It's something I use almost every day, even for non-RVC related things. So it has like my Home Depot list. It has our grocery shopping list in there. You can share lists. You can make repopulatable lists. So if you know you're going to do something all the time, so I have a list before I leave the house, because otherwise I will forget things. So I can go through that checklist before I leave. We actually have one for my little guy. So at 5 years old in the morning, he can check off the, do you remember your backpack? Do you remember your lunch? Did you brush your teeth? Stuff like that. And it's a really fantastic app to help you maintain lists, to-do lists. It's right there in the name. Because for most of us, I would suggest most of us anyway, the place you take most of your pictures is going to be on your phone. So it stands to reason that a good place to edit those pictures would also be on your phone. Photoshop Express, I have here the Google Play version, but there is also an Apple version. It's a fantastic piece of software, and as a matter of fact, if you sign in, it says, when you open it for the first time, to create an account. If you create an account with your S number at student.rockvalleycollege.edu address, you get full access to all of the filters and editing that are baked in here to Photoshop Express. And really, for many of us, it is going to be all the Photoshop we need. There are some fantastic tools built into there, and they can really take a picture that you took that was okay and make it fantastic. So the very last piece, actually there's two more pieces of software after this, but the last piece of preaching I will do on a piece of software is this. It is WAZE. I know that you already have Google Maps, and I know that you already have Apple Maps, depending on whatever platform you're on. but I have had more than a couple of students in the last couple of years tell me about how WAZE was actually able to help them just in case something goes wrong. Without having to install an app, you can send somebody your location. And for all of our students that live in the more rural areas surrounding Rock Valley, for all of our students which is all of you, who have less than fantastic, access to transportation. So you have that really crummy 1997 Honda Civic with 380,000 miles and tires that I will generously call more like inner tubes. WAZE, can share your ETA and your location in the unfortunate circumstance that something would go wrong. So this could potentially get you out of a really nasty situation, and it's free. Another preachy, I was totally wrong when I said that there wasn't going to be more of these in the previous software. A fantastic place to completely and totally ruin your credit for the rest of your life is here in college. And I wish that something like Mint would have existed, because, I did the same thing. I wrecked my credit after college, and it's taken years to build it back up. And this is a great way to be able to avoid that circumstance. You can work with your credit cards, you put your income in, you can see what your flow of monies is and what the inflow of money is, and kind of help figure that out. There's nothing like, seeing green for you're making money or red for you're in the hole. It really does help out. Mint is available on both of the iOS and Android platforms. It is free to use. There are services you could pay for, but you do not have to. And that's a really fantastic way to avoid soul-crushing debt later on. Lastly, a bit of a bonus here. This is called Space Desk. It is a free piece of software. I will also throw on the list this, which is called DUET Display. And what you can do is with both of them, you can turn your Android or your iOS device into a secondary touchscreen monitor. And that is fantastic. Having a secondary touchscreen monitor is great. So I have it right here in my office. It's hooked up. You can't move the FaceTime camera in order to see it. But I have my iPad right down here, and my email is open on there. And I can go through and just delete in real time like it was my desktop. It's an expansion of my desktop, and actually I can do it from my phone as well. Having another screen, more screen real estate is always fantastic, and for free to have a touchscreen one is great. DUET Display is $10. I think it's worth every penny. I use it all the time. The other piece of software here, as I go digging for it, here we go. Space Desk was suggested to me by a student, and I've used it for the past couple of days, and it also has been pretty great. And this one, for the time being anyway, is free. So there you have it, some services and software that you as students might and should be using, because either number one, they'll save you a ton of money, or number two, they'll actually save you a ton of time.